the party non-stop like this, yeah, we rock the party non-stop like this, yeah. Rock the party non-stop like this, yeah, we rock the party non-stop like this, yeah.
Episode of Cocktails with the Cast. Tonight, we have the cast of In the Heights.
Yeah!
Way to be excited, everybody. Way to be excited. I am your host normally. I am your host, I guess. The assistant director of the show, Rico Santiago. We're going to be going through, reminiscing with the cast about a few things here and there, see what everyone's lives have been up to, and what are their favorite moments, favorite memories from In the Heights that was done at the Grand Theater with the Road Company. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go around in order the way I see everyone, and I'm going to call you, say your name, the part that you played, maybe tell me what your audition song was, and let's just go down the line, and we'll do that. How about that? Cool? All right.
Cool.
Trace?
Oh, okay. Hi. Audition song. Well, I played Abuela Claudia in the Heights, and audition song was Paciencia Fe, actually. I don't know. What else? My favorite memories is just always being there for everyone. I loved it. And there's my dog.
All right.
Say yay.
And the dog agrees. Shan?
Hi, I played Nina Rosario, and I auditioned with Relive. And this show was like one of the best experiences of like my young life. So I'm really happy to get to hang out and talk about it a little more. It's pretty cool.
Good.
Yeah.
Eric?
Hi, Eric Medina. I played Kevin Rosario. I think my audition song was Atención. Can't really remember. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And yeah, happy to be here.
Superman?
My name is Vic Stern. I'm with BDP. And let's see, I really don't even remember my audition.
Did you audition with the song? Did you audition? Or did you come like in callbacks or something? Because didn't Armando bring you in?
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure. I think I did. I don't know what it was though. But
I don't remember.
I don't either.
No.
I don't remember. I feel like you came in and did a dance audition.
Listen, with moves like that, who needs a vocal?
Yeah. I feel like you came in and just did a dance audition.
Cool. Ingrid?
Hola, mi gente. It's Ingrid. I played Daniela, and I don't remember my audition song. I really don't. Favorite moment? I don't know. The whole thing, I loved it. I loved my fake ass. Yeah, that was my favorite moment. Having a fake ass. Yes, and having a reason
Funny.
to do
Wow.
it. I loved it. I still have it, by the way.
Oh my God.
Forgot.
Yes. I should have had y'all sign it, too. I should have had y'all autograph. Lay down.
Mustache Man?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Charlie Barney. I play the role of Sunny in the Heights at the Road Company. I am a Cancer sun with a Aries moon. My
Goodbye.
favorite,
Fired.
my favorite memory was the snowstorm. Snowstorms when me, Shannon, and Pam had sleepovers in Shannon's apartment. And that's it. And that's that on that.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's good. I'm Rico.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm Rico, and I played Rusnavi, and I was also the assistant director of the show. So that's why you're dealing with my annoying voice for the next 40 minutes or so. Speaking of the snowstorm, I'm sorry, Lauren. You can, Lauren.
Oh, hi. Sorry. I think my favorite part about this show is choreographing Carnival. Because it never got
Is it still not choreographed?
I don't think so. To
Wait.
be honest, I don't think so. And let me tell you, I got to do this show for a second time, and that like song literally gave me PTSD, and I'm pretty sure we did it like literally the Sunday of Tech. Like
Can I tell you?
Way too long.
I did In the Heights also after this. I directed it with my teams over the summer, and I did not choreograph that song. Period. I said, y'all go out there, do what you need to do, jump on a box, wave a flag, done. That was it.
It's too
Our
long.
Benny, our Benny quit. Our Benny got like my boss was like, Benny can't be in the show because he's missed 4 rehearsals. Done. We only had 7, so like he can't be here, and I had to play Benny. So I was like trying to cover Benny with 17-year-olds in the show and direct it. So I said, I'm not doing that number. Period.
In the heights, money is tight, but even so, I got today.
So we got, so we cannot stop. This is our plan.
Restless decline, I got every scholarship, saved every dollar. The first to go to college, how do I tell them why?
You cross the line and don't take the digging. Manny Ramirez is in town this weekend. Sorry, Dominicans, take Route 87, you ain't getting back in again. Hold up a minute.
Boys around the way holler at me every day, but I don't mind, oh no.
Everything I sacrificed will have been useless.
Gala, he's packing a stretch limousine. Tell me something I don't know, as he keeps it clean.
Hey, all that we owe.
We tell everyone we know.
Get on a plane and go.
I had a great time working on this show, and this was like one of the first shows I got to like really work with Suzanne on. So this was definitely one of my favorite shows.
Yeah. And speaking of Suze, that was this was her last show. It was her last show that she directed, and it was a memorable one. And I know this was like very close to her, very close to her heart. And every time we saw each other, she always brought it up, and we talked about it all the time. Up until even the last time I saw her, and she's sorely missed, very sorely missed with everyone. And she was such a positive force of nature, in not just in this community, but with us as individuals. She made every single one of us feel like we were her children, and that we all mattered. And that's one thing I miss about the show. I miss about her, that she was just that force. No matter if you're having the worst day in the world, she picked you up. And even if she yelled at you at rehearsals, because she liked doing that, even if she yelled at you, she still, it was one of those, like, just like mom, she'll break you down just to build you right back up, just to make sure that you're, and then let you know why she broke you down, let you know why she did it, and to make you a better person. So this is in her memory. She was the best. She was the greatest. I miss her every day. And it's for you, Suze. We love you and we miss you.
Love you, Suze.
Definitely.
I'm telling you what,
said it better. I wish I had a cup right now.
If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have been in the show. She contacted me out of the blue. And she was like, hey, so we're doing In the Heights. And I was like, oh, that's great. So I thought she was contacting me to direct the show. So I was like, cool. When are auditions? Do I get to pick my staff? What's going on? She was like, whoa, slow down, Sparky. She was like, slow down. She was like, no, not today. So that whole thing was just a blur. And she had asked if I had any interest in being in the show, and I was like, no. I said, because if it's things aren't done right, I'm gonna get upset. And, whatever. So can I be your assistant director? And she said, sure. So that's how that went. And then as the night went on, the audition day 1, audition day 2, callbacks, and working with the guys that they called back, Rusnavi. And she's like, can you go on stage with Rusan? Can you go and help them? I was like, sure. And helping, whatever. And then after that, she pulls me aside. She goes, hey, we want you to be in the show. And I was like, I don't think I should do that. And she's like, you're going to be in the show, and that's it. Okay, cool, done. Fast forward to opening night, give her a hug, gives me a little pep talk and talk, and she goes, I just want to let you know that I had never had any intention of you not being in the show, but this was the only way I could get you here. So, and I didn't know that. She was like, you were always going to be in this show. She was like, that was never, she was, only if Lin-Manuel Miranda showed up, that was the only way you weren't going to be in the show. So, yeah, she was awesome. She was awesome. Carlos!
What's up, everybody?
Hi!
Carlos and Kyrus. All right.
Yay, Kyrus!
Introduce yourself.
Oh my God, Kyrus, oh my God!
What's up, friends? What's going on? It's nice to see you all. I haven't seen some of your faces in like forever and a day, and I love every second of this. This is fantastic.
Carlos, introduce yourself. What part did you play? What was your audition song?
My name is Carlos Barrera. I played the Pirago guy, and I auditioned with that song from the show.
And no one can sing it better.
No.
No one does it better than you, my friend.
Thank you.
Kyrus.
Hey, I'm Kyrus Keenan Westcott. I was invited to callbacks. I got a call from Rico, or I think it was a Facebook message, and this was before you and I even met, like officially, because I obviously knew your wife. And you're like, hey, come out. And I think it's like maybe like a day or two before, and I'm like, oh, not sure, whatever, okay. And then it was just kind of that story from there, and that was my first experience at the Grand.
Yeah, I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did come out.
Me too. And I got tattoos out of it too. So like that's a little nuts.
We all got tattoos out of it. A bunch of us got tattoos out of it. So we're sitting there. So
Hi mama, what do you do when your dreams come true? Hi mama, I've spent my life inheriting dreams from you.
We begin July with the stop at my corner fire hydrant.
You would open it every summer.
Piragua, so sweet and nice piragua. Tengo de mango, tengo de parcha, de piña y de fresa. So you've been here before. I don't know why I got so busy with the store. That cada day is a brand new chore. My arms are sore, no time for the dance floor. Fireworks, fireworks,
Shannon and Charlie actually had brought up something interesting thing that I want to kind of post to everyone here. Opening weekend, the snowstorm of 2016. I still feel that our show was still never a full. I don't feel satisfied because we lost. We lost what, 2 shows?
Yeah, 2 or 3.
Yeah,
yep.
More than 2.
We lost.
Wait, actually, I think
it was like
3.
We lost the whole week.
Yeah, 3. Yeah.
Yeah, so we lost 3 shows.
There was 1.
Yeah, we performed that Thursday. I remember we performed that Thursday when the snow was.
We lost 7 shows.
That's right. We lost 3 shows, and I still remember the Julies were the weekend after we closed, and the set was still up, and I was like, Lord, please, can we at least get like 2 more shows? You know, I mean, the set's already up. We're already here. We're already here.
That set was like, I think, one of the most beautiful sets we've ever had. Like, we didn't want to take it down. It was sad to take that set down.
Really dope.
Like, it really was.
Thoughts, prayers, hopes, dreams.
Yeah, same thing.
Go ahead, Eric. Go ahead, Eric.
No, I was gonna say same thing here. I thought we were gonna get canceled for maybe one day, and then we'd be able to get back to it. But I guess not. The gods weren't having it that weekend. But I do remember Tracy. I wasn't feeling well around that time, and she opened me up to this medicine with the Q-tip. You remember to open?
Yes. Yes.
Ever since then, I'm like, every time I use one, I think of you. So I remember not feeling well, and I was like, oh, it's all right. We got these shows coming up or whatever it is, and then we never got to them. So.
Well, we both were getting sick, I think, too.
Yes.
Yes. So we were both fine.
You were my pharmacy. I remember that.
Oh yes, you had all the gadgets and the sprays.
Yeah.
You had all the
everything.
stuff. Everything.
But we had like the humidifiers, especially our little area. It was me, Kyrus, April, and Shannon. Like in our little we had. I think April brought a teapot.
Yeah.
Didn't she bring like a burner, like
and a neti pot too?
And a neti pot.
Yeah.
We had
yeah, she did. Yup.
Yeah. it was always like I always came
Cough
with
Drop City.
cough drops. I came with coffee. There was tea. There was a neti pot. There was the mist. Like, you know, for like it was just so much stuff there. We swear we could have opened our own pharmacy in our own little corner. In our own little corner. And then who knew on the other side is which I dubbed the ratchet side. You know, that was the bad side. That's where the bad kids were.
Nah.
That's where the bad kids were, the other side. That's where Ingrid was. Ingrid was being a bad influence on everybody back there.
There's a lot of fun over there.
With her fake butt and everything. Tell me some of your favorite memories from the show. It could be from rehearsal. It could be from a performance, audience reaction, something that maybe that nobody knows. So Tracy, tell me what was some of your favorite memories of the show itself.
Well, I think I cried every night. Shannon, whenever she sang the song that was meant for Abuela. I can't even think of the name of the song now.
Everything I Know.
Everything I Know. It reminded me very much of my own personal situation, and I always reflected on that. But another big memory is when I think I played a trick on y'all after Alabanza. And I was laying on the prop table.
Yeah.
Playing dead.
Yeah. Well, I was like 19 when we did this show, and it was like one of the first times I had like a speaking part ever. And I like just remember it was like my first quick change, my first stage kiss, Kairos. Love you. And like just a ton of firsts that were like very nerve-wracking for me, but it ended up being such a breeze because of all of you guys and like how comfortable everybody was and how quickly we all bonded and how easy communication was. It was like the show that like sparked my like that made me feel like, oh, like I could maybe do this more than once, or maybe do this in a different ways, and you know, it helped my confidence. It was a really good experience.
Well, being this is my first show, like ever, and I've never even had like, well, obviously it's my first show. I never really had a part, so now I have a part, and now I have to be the first person you see, and so it was like it was very nerve-wracking, but still like exciting to make sure I put on this, you know, what do you call it? No, because first impressions and everything. And so I just want to make sure like it was good. And it didn't seem like I was doing that well, you know, because running around with spray paints was like awkward. But it's still fun. So
you did a great job.
You did a great job.
Awesome.
Good,
you were awesome. I don't know what you're trying to say.
Everyone
Yeah, you were fantastic.
I would have to say that one of my favorite moments of the show, being once again also a baby like Shan, was having cute photo. having a show where I did all of the choreography like right, to be honest, was like the best for me. Because there was a lot of dancing in that show. And as a dancer third, listen, that's just not the cutest type of show for me. And it was not cute. There's a reason Sonny is not in the club. 1, he's 14. 2, he can't dance. That's Brandon. He's not a dancer. I would also have to say, like, cliche, like, yes, I'm drinking tequila, like, the family that we all had, like, on stage, like, a literal, like, quite literally like haircaster tribe. Like we were our own little like cute little Alabanza-esque selves. You know what I mean? We were Pacienta and Faye and through that shit. Truly.
Thank you, Charlie.
You're welcome.
What about you, bud?
And I mean, the whole experience. I mean, this was a dream show for me. You know, I've loved this show from the minute I saw it, and I just wanted to be a part of it so bad. I was, to be able to do it. I was actually living in Delaware right before auditions for the show, and literally the timing of us moving back to Jersey and like the auditions going up was just absolutely perfect, and everything timed out so well. And then it was my first experience at the Grand, which was amazing, and it was just every moment. I like literally savored every single moment I was on stage there. It was amazing.
Oh wow! Well, that moment. I don't know if you guys remember me arriving to rehearsal one time. I arrived late and I was really shaken. I had almost witnessed this crazy accident on 95. It was like raining. My phone fell. So there was no red light from there to the theater in Jersey. Because I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop as soon as I can. And that didn't happen. I was just shaking. And then I was thinking I'm gonna just get up on stage when it's my part and just say my line. And when I got out there, I was just like, I was like, I don't even know, but I know that I didn't spit out the line. Anyways, I got to sit out in the audience, and I know whenever you're in a show, you never get this opportunity to watch your cast, like the cast that you're in, like sit outside and watch everything, because you're in it. And I got the opportunity that night to just watch, just get outside of whatever I was thinking or what just had happened and experience the show as an audience member, you know what I'm saying? And how dope the cast is, like with or without me. I mean, the cast was dope, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, I know it's needless to say, but this show changed my life. And I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to, you would think it would be automatic just because I was a BFA music theater major. But the opportunities to play in shows like this that is like close to what you're about and where you're from, that doesn't come by, you know what I'm saying? Like in school, I was practicing songs like Little Lamb and shit, you know what I'm saying? Roles that I would never play. And here I am, the opportunity, just because I have my friend Armando was like, yo, just audition. And I'm like, all right, fine. I really didn't care if I got in the show. I was really like at that point in my life, like, but I'm so glad that I did it. I'm so glad that even with everything that was going on in my life and still even with after, because I got to, still work with some of you guys after this show. It was a lot, and it was only 4 years ago, and I'm like, wow, so much has happened in 4 years. But I am so grateful to God for this experience, for all of you. Thank you. I love you all. It's awesome.
Love you
Thank
too.
you. You were
Love
amazing.
you.
You were
Love
absolutely
you.
amazing. Eric.
With me, I didn't even know anything about the show. I didn't have any kind of plans to audition or anything the day of. I drove by the theater in the morning on my way to work, which at the time I was working probably the worst job I've ever had in my life. It was terrible, and I wasn't happy. I was going through a lot of different things. And when I saw the auditions for it, and they were on the same day, got to work, I thought about it and all. I picked a quick song. I don't even know if I picked them. I don't know what I did for a monologue or whatever, but on the way home, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. And I auditioned for it. And what stands out the most to me, it's not like any specific little moments. It's, for me, I hadn't done any kind of acting or theater in years prior to that point. And especially musical theater. In my opinion, I am not the best singer or anything like that at all. So I was out of my comfort zone. And what sticks out to me is just you guys. Honest to God, like, I felt so welcomed by everybody. I was just so in awe of the talent that you guys had collected for this cast. I remember many a time of either like watching Tracy on stage. Ingrid blew my mind when I saw her like do her thing on stage. I couldn't believe the kind of people I was working with. So it kind of just lifted my spirits, the whole experience. So I'm in the dark right now. Just the light on real quick. There we go. And it just kind of brought the creative side back out of me, which had been dormant for some time. So this experience changed my life for the better in a small, like just in a little small way. But it made me kind of have the passion again to be creative. And I'm just so thankful that I got to know all of you guys just down the line, everybody was so talented. Vic and Dana was killing and dancing. Oh, here's a good memory that I have. I remember watching you guys rehearse for the club scenes and all this dancing crazy stuff. And I got to sit back and watch because I didn't have to dance. And I was like, thank you, God. They put me on the right part. They put me on the right part because I would not have looked as good as you guys. So just very thankful to be a part of everything. And I love you guys, man. It's been a great experience for me.
Thanks, Eric. Kai?
Man, this show, I don't even have words. I think I can narrow it down to, I guess, three things. Number one, falling in love with Shannon every night was the easiest job I ever had in my life. Like, honestly.
I love you so much.
I remember when we were rehearsing fireworks, and we got the blocking from Suzanne, but we never like rehearsed it. And Lauren was like, "Okay, guys, let's just run the end real quick." And we hadn't rehearsed the kiss or anything at all. And Lauren was recording. I know this recording is somewhere on this page. And so Lauren was recording, and so this is the first time we ever ran it. And I'm like, I guess we're just gonna do the kiss. I have no idea what's gonna happen. We didn't talk about it before, nothing. And then all of a sudden the song plays, we get to the part, and we just run up to each other, and it's just like just full on like kiss. And all you hear is Lauren being like, "Well, okay," or something like that. My second favorite memory is getting to know Rico. As well as I got to know you, man. Because like I knew of you, but I didn't know you. And for us to become as close as we did, meant the world to me. And then the last one is just in general. I have a fond memory with every single person in this cast. And you guys, every single last person that an association with in that show made me a better person. I wasn't perfect. I wasn't like on the top of my game at all times. But everybody here made me better. And there are lessons that I've learned from individual people in this cast that I still carry to this day. So I will forever be thankful for it. I'm glad I got this tattoo, and it reminds me every day, how much I appreciate y'all in this experience. I'm just thankful. I'm really blessed that I've had this.
Promise me you'll stay beyond the sunrise. I don't care at all what people say beyond the sunrise.
Think of the hundreds of stories we'll create, you and I.
One day you're gonna come back home, and you're not gonna find me waiting anymore.
Turn up your radio. Un momento, por favor.
This show in particular, for me, everyone has their show. That's their show. This show, I saw this show on Broadway multiple times. I saw the show a dozen times on Broadway, and this show for me was my show. It was the first show that I saw that I went, holy crap, this is about my family. This is about me, my life, my family's lives. I could pinpoint every single person in my life who this could relate to. And being there, having the part to be, being in the show and being around the new people, and like Kyra said, you just and like Charlie said, it was a family. It was very much like a hair tribe type of family, where when I didn't see you guys, I hurt, and I couldn't wait to see you guys again. And then when the show closed, it was it was one of those things that like it took me a bit to like get over, like, I'm not going to see all of you again on a normal basis. Like, we're not going to be on stage. We're not going to make little jokes backstage. And, you know, when someone's upset, you know, we all chime in to cheer them up, you know, like we did with Shannon when she was pissed off one day, and then me and Kyra just made her laugh until she smiled, and kept picking on her until she smiled, and then she was, I hate you guys, like, you know, but it was one of those things. Is like, I had the opportunity, unlike everyone else in the show, I had the opportunity to watch your auditions and callbacks and see you guys and just go, you know, these people are amazing, and sit there in the process of who's going to be what part and who's doing this and who's doing that. And I don't regret anything. Everybody in the show, from director on down to set design, which, by the way, our set was freaking phenomenal. Our set was phenomenal. Lighting, like everything was just, to me, was just like, I'm good with this. Like, this was the show. And this show, for me in particular, was the first show that I've done in my entire life. We all have shows where we miss everybody, but this was the one show that I didn't want it to end. Like, I could do this for another 2-3 months. You know, I could just do this run because it was that important to me. And just the reaction from the audience, the houses that we sold, tickets that we sold for this show, at closing night, people were turning people away at the box office. If I'm correct, right, Lauren?
We sold out like 2 or 3 shows.
Yeah, we're you know, we're turning people away at the box office, and that's a testament of you all, your talents.
I never want to do this show again if you're not Mario Snobby, because like having that sense of community and family was so important. Like, because a bunch of us, it was our first show or our first show in a while, or like we were really young and it was one of our first shows in general, and like the fact that you held us together, you were like the glue. It was incredible, Rico. Like, you're the man. You're the man.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. I mean, I know for me, closing night was the hardest closing night I've ever had in my entire life. I remember me and Tracy doing our song, and it was like the hug at the end. It was like we didn't want to let each other go. Like, it was like real. It was like real. You know, it was like
crying
real.
For real.
Yeah, it was like real tears. And I've never done this in my life in a show. Like, I choked up closing like the last number, and I made the mistake of me turning around. I turned around to look at everybody, and I see like people crying, and then I was like, you know, and believe me, in that instant, in my head, I'm like, oh, how unprofessional of you, Rico. How unprofessional of you. But it was like I got caught up in the moment. You know, I got caught up in the moment.
Couldn't help it.
And you see like Shannon's family's coming to every damn show. So like my family was at that show, Shannon's family was at that show, and you see like Shannon's mom crying, and then I look on this way and I see my mom crying, and I'm like, oh shit. Then I turn around, I see Tracy crying. I'm like, shit, Rico's gonna cry now. And then I see Charlie like judging people, going, they crying for real? They crying for real? Like, this is what's going on right now? This is what's going on right now? You know? Eric's just sitting there going, when can I go smoke a cigarette? Like, come on, let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up. You know, but it was the best theatrical experience of my life. Like, you know, and just that it was Suze's last show made it even that much more special for me. You know, and the camaraderie that we all have after the show closed, that we were still able to keep in touch for the most part, that we were still able to do things together and hang out together. When I had you all over my house for that Perry nomination that we didn't get, so you know, but you know,
get that out later, right?
Ingrid did.
Ingrid got one. Carlos got one.
I want to bring something else up.
Lighting.
Remember how mad we were at Susan, at her lack of direction, because she kind of let us kind of do us, and we were getting so mad, like, yo, she's not giving us direction, but she knew what she was doing.
And I just remember how frustrated we were because she wasn't blocking us like the way that we were used to being blocked. And then when we finally saw the final product, we were like, yo, she knew what she was doing all along. She saw who she had. She saw who she had, really. And she made her job easy. Like you said, she knew that you were going to be in the show. Maybe she knew you were going to be a Husnavi the whole time and you just didn't know it. You know what I'm saying?
No, she did. She did. She told me that afterwards, after the fact.
But it was genius the way that she let it organically happen. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of us just were used to, put me here, I walk here in this line, boom, 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 I know what to do. And it was just like, I got too much freedom. I don't know what to do with this. But it worked with us. And we made magic. So I don't know if y'all remember that, but I remember how frustrated some people, you know, and I don't know how comfortable we were because, you know, we were still getting to know each other. So sometimes we're not going to be so honest with each other because I didn't really know who was close with who. I was new. I only knew Armando. That's all I knew. And Rico, I didn't know you was Puerto Rican until you told me. So, you know, I'm here thinking like, oh, okay, all right. I got a friend. Okay, all right. You know, because you never know when you go into different productions. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, you guys thought Charlie and I were dating.
Disgusting.
No, but it was definitely one of those where it just brought everybody together, and it just it really was. Lauren, from production staff on the outside looking in, you know, how did you see the cast coming together? Like just from your point of view, like what did you see? How things evolved? Did they evolve quickly, or was it like little factions and then into one big thing? Like how do you think that happened?
There was definitely things that I felt like took off like instantly. Like for instance, like you brought up that kiss. Like it was like we hadn't seen it, we weren't ready for it, and then it happened, and I was like, all right, I see you. Like okay, that looks pretty good, and like everybody behind you, and I was like, oh my god, it's like coming together. No, but this show was definitely for me personally, from a production point of view, this show was incredibly difficult. It was like the first like big giant show that I choreographed. I was super young. I didn't know what I was doing. Salsa is not my friend. Any type of like ballroom dance is not my friend. And I said that from the beginning, and I had a ton of help from Armando. He really came in and like helped make the club look really authentic. And I know Ingrid, you helped too, like make that like number like amazing. And I had a ton of help from Tiara, who was my assistant. And I just think that this whole production, like everything that went into it, it wasn't one person. The whole show was about family and coming together and being a part of this amazing unit. And I think that from the acting point, from the production team, from like every angle, that's just what this whole thing was. And that's why it's like so memorable. This show, like the song, like it's funny, like 96,000 was pretty impressive the first time like everybody did it like really full out. That number was like probably one of my favorites for choreography purposes, but Alabanza was hands down like the most moving number. This show came a year after both of my grandparents passed away like suddenly, and my grandfather was like my father. He like raised me. And so every night watching that song and seeing everybody come together, it just was really moving. And, you know, then we sang that for Suzanne's memorial, like her celebration of life. And this show, I think, created so many bonds between people that was so much deeper than a normal theater experience.
You know, actually, now what I'm remembering right now, I need to give another shout out to Shannon for teaching me what Alamana Say meant the second weekend of the show. I had no idea. Do you remember this? Like I was like, I'm like, I don't know what I'm singing right now. You're singing Sunrise. I'm like, oh, that means Sunrise? You're like, yes. I'm like, oh.
You know what? You told me that, and you were like, and Shannon was like, and I looked at you and went, for real, you didn't know what that meant?
I had no idea.
That song was a beast. That was so hard to sing. And freaking Suzanne, literally the best direction I've ever gotten in my life was from Suzanne Baldino Jones when she said, when in doubt, make out. So Kairos and I made out for the entirety of that song.
Suzanne, everything with Suzanne had to revolve around sexual tension.
Yes.
Everything with her. I know
she knew what the people wanted.
When we did champagne, she was like, we do champagne, and we do champagne. So, and then April and I kiss. She goes, She goes, that was cute. Do it again. So he did it again. She goes,
Stop.
She was really cute. That was really cute for middle school. Do it again. Do it again. And I'm sitting there like, what? And then she goes, you see how Kyrus and Shannon are doing it? That's the way I want it done.
We used to have a competition. We had a competition.
We were like the better couple on stage.
And then she was like, that's the way I want it done. We're like, oh my God. We were literally up there for almost like a half hour. Till then she goes, that's what I want. And I was like, I said, Sue, we practically almost like had our clothes off. She goes, whatever. People will love it, trust me. And I was like, that's my girl. That's my Sue, man. Number of the show. No rhyme or reason, whatever, but just tell me what's your favorite number of the show, Trace.
Alabanza.
Shannon?
All my duets with Kyrus. I love singing with Kyrus. You can't front, like our voices melt together. It's a beautiful experience singing with Kyrus.
She thinks I'm pretentious.
Vic Stern.
96,000.
96,000. Los.
Carnaval del Barrio.
Awesome song. It's still not choreographed though. We're still
Find a production.
I'll
Find
another
a production in the Heights where Carnival is choreographed. Find one, and then we'll go.
Y'all, the next time I did it, I was like, we're daisy chaining. I'm bringing in flags. You're running around. Have a good time. It's a party. Like, I'm not like. That's it. That's all we're doing. So that's what we did.
Ingrid, what was your favorite number of the show?
Tracy.
Carnaval del Barrio. Eso. Already know.
Charlie.
I would have to say Breathe, solely for the fact it's like the first community moment that we all have when we're like singing behind her and we're like, and then she's like, I just need to breathe, and then she walks off, and it's like really beautiful.
Kai?
When the Sun Goes Down, without a doubt.
Great song.
Love that song.
Eric?
I think I'm gonna go with Breathe too. I thought Nina was just beautiful the way she sang it. I loved like Charlie said, how we all came in the background. It was just a really great moment. I like that song, and I thought she did fantastic.
Thank you.
What you got?
What was yours, Lauren?
Alabanza is my favorite song, but for the show purposes, my favorite song is Blackout. I like forgot about that song and like just realized we haven't talked about that one at all, but like all the like effects that we did and then that pyrotechnics that we had to teach you, Vic, like with that spark thing.
That was cool.
That looked awesome. That looked so cool. And it just had a really strong ending, Shannon and Kyra. So like so no, yeah, it was a good
the superior couple kiss of the show.
Dude, I tell you how good this show was, is that I had family from North Jersey come down and see the show 3 times. They don't come to see anything. Anything at all. And they drove down from North Jersey. They drove down over 2 hours to come see the show. And then I got, yo, cuz, do you have the you have the CD of your show? Can you burn me a copy? He like still like to this day he's like it's the best show I've ever seen. I went, I think it's the only show you've ever seen, but I'll take the compliment though. I'll take the, and I'm not gonna lie, every now and then I'll throw the CD in the car and listen to it in the car, you know, and I'll listen to certain songs and certain people and I'm like, man, y'all were good. This was good. I'll look at Jenny, I'll look at my wife and I'm like, this was a good show, right? Because, you know, so you have to ask your family, come on, don't lie to me. This was a good show, right? And she'll say, this was a great show. Are you kidding me? This was a great show. And I was like, all right. Because normally she'll do something and flare her nostrils or something. She did. She doesn't. When I mentioned this show, she doesn't at all. She was like, no, this was a great show. This was an absolutely great show. My favorite song is Breathe. Only because it always, from the first time I saw it on Broadway, like that was like, it had me like so choked up. Like I tell you, when I first saw the show in New York, the very first time, the opening number, I was crying. From the opening number, I was crying, and like throughout the whole show, and I was like, it was just like, oh my God, it's finally something for us that's not West Side Story, you know, and that's what I felt. But Breathe is always, and Shannon just. You know, you can sing to the damn phone book, and I'll be fine. I'm just like, between Shannon and Tracy singing, like I got to sing with Tracy, and I've seen Tracy before, like years ago. Like I've seen Tracy on stage before, and I'm like, wow, I'm going to be in a show with this woman now, and like to actually sing a duet with Tracy, and really trust me, it was a big deal for me. And I was like, I got to sing a duet with Tracy. I was like, this is great.
Well,
like this is great.
My favorite moment on stage was always doing that song with you. That was always the best.
It was a lot of fun. It was like, and Ingrid was just, and Ingrid and I always joked around was the Dominicans playing Puerto Rican and the Puerto Ricans playing the Dominican. So that was Ingrid had the fake butt and I had the fake tan. So I had the spray tan. I look at pictures of myself. I'm like, damn, I was really dark. And then, you know, I'm like, oh, I would go through like 6 bottles of spray tan a week, you know, every 2 weeks. And Ingrid's like, yo, this is my butt. I'm like, what is that? Oh, it's my fake butt. I'm like, for real? You put on the fake butt? My butt's not this big. And I'm like, I thought it was.
Yo, I remember the first time you took it out and showed it to us all. I was crying.
Yo, shout out to Ingrid. Yo, shout out to Ingrid, because I know you and I didn't really have many like scenes together, if any. I don't think Benny and her had any scenes together, but you were such a presence on that stage.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, right. But you were such a presence, like just in rehearsal and on the stage, that even though we didn't have scenes together, you would still set the tone for everybody with your energy and the skill and just this hilarity and talent that you would bring. So like it rubbed off on me, and we didn't even like share any moments together. I was like, damn, I gotta step up my game.
Thank you. I don't remember anything about the auditions except for Ingrid. I'm not even kidding. Like you in the dance audition, because I didn't get to watch really any of you sing. I was upstairs, and your energy. I remember telling you after the audition, like I didn't know you, and I was just like, you apologized because you came in late. Yeah, and you're like, don't wait for me. And I was like, girl, we're not waiting for you. You can lead this. You can come up. Like your energy, you were like ready.
And again, the relationships that we all developed, like Kairos, like I knew Kairos from doing a show with Jenny, but I didn't know Kairos. And you know, just the relationship that we developed from that time. And then even for a stinking Cowboys fan, like we're like cool with each other. Hey. We still were cool with each other, and I think that translated well. The way we bust each other's balls all the time outside, yes. And it translated well with Benny and Usnavi on stage, always cracking on each other.
Yeah.
But you know, if you look at the show, Usnavi's always the butt of everyone's jokes anyway. You know, so he's always just like, oh, okay, my cousin's making fun of me, my best friend's making fun of me, everybody's just making fun of me. But you know, it is what it is.
Vanessa, I don't know why you're mad at me. I wish I was mad. And I'll think of you every night at the same time. I'm afraid I'm home. You hear that music in the air? Take the train to the top of the world, and out there I'm
But we we had an amazing cast. Marie's not here. Marie came in with her audition with her leather jacket. I remember the leather jacket, cracking up.
Amazing.
April came during callbacks, I believe.
Yeah.
It was.
April came during callbacks.
She came to like an early audition because she couldn't make auditions.
Right.
And then stayed for callback.
Right, and we had April who was phenomenal as Vanessa. Like she held her own, and I know she was always like, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm on par with everybody. And I was like, you're doing a great job. You're doing a great. I mean, she once the lights hit, she was on point. She was doing her thing, and she did a wonderful job. Marie did a wonderful job as Carla, and that was funny. Like she was funny. Like so many comedic small moments that we all had in the show. Mama Kim. It was just she is just I am in awe of her talent and her as a person, as a human being. I'm in awe of her as a human being.
She's probably one of the most beautiful people in the history of the world. Like,
Yeah, seriously, she really is fantastic.
And her husband was great taking pictures, and it was just again. This show was so family. It was so family. Dana always breaking his ankle or doing something. Like he was always hurting himself. Dana was always hurting himself.
Pablo. Oh my God, Pablo.
And Pablo.
Pablo never did a show before.
Guys, we met Sean T. We met Sean T. I forgot about that. I just remembered that because you said Pablo.
Pablo he was just like such a good dude, man. And he was like, well, I never did anything before, and this dude is singing. And I'm like, wait, whoa, where did this voice come from? Like, this dude is like singing and dancing. I was like, again, we all just meshed. Like, it just all, even all the different personalities, it just all, fit well together. I'm sure I have before, but I'll say it again. I thank you all for giving me that wonderful experience that I will never forget. I may do this show again someday, but it's never going to be this show. It'll never be this show with this cast. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not going to be the same thing. Sue's always said we caught lightning in a bottle with this show. And that's exactly what it was. We caught lightning in a bottle. And I wouldn't trade any of the crazy times and this experience for anything. And I will always say, people ask me, what was your favorite show that you've ever done? The best show you've ever done? And this is the first one to come. This is the first one I say, hands down. And it's awesome to see you guys go and do your own things and everything else. And it's just phenomenal. It's just phenomenal, and you are amazing, and I hope we all get to work again soon someday once this pandemic is over and once we can start performing together. I definitely want to see you guys, and I want to be on stage again. The missus has put me on a mandatory diet starting Monday, so yeah. Because I said, I want to be on stage again. She was like, you're going on a diet Monday. And I was like, are you kidding me? This is our conversation today. And I was like, okay. Okay. So I have to get in show shape. I got to get in show shape. So I figured.
Ain't that the truth? Me too.
I'll do it with you. Let's all do it together.
But
yeah, you might have to teach me a thing or two, man. That's getting a little big there,
You gotta join in on Ingrid's workout videos.
I'm telling
you.
Yes.
Come on, y'all.
I tried to. I almost passed out after 2 minutes.
Well, on behalf of myself and the cast of In the Heights, I would like to thank everyone for tuning in on another edition of Cocktails with the cast of In the Heights. Thank you for listening. Just to let you guys know, there's more to us than West Side Story.
Yes.
I'm just going to throw that out there. There's more to us than West Side Story. So, thank you once again. I love you. Suze, we miss you. We love you. To Lori and Lauren and the staff at the Grand, the board at the Grand, thank you for letting us put on this show about family, about positivity, about oneness and everything else at your theater, on your stage. It was an honor. It absolutely was. And I thank God every day that I got to do that. And I got to do it there. Because I think if this was done anywhere else, at that moment in time, it wouldn't have been the same. And it wouldn't have meant what it meant. And I know I speak for all of us when I say that. Love you guys. And that's a wrap.
Love you.
So now...
rock the party non-stop like this, yeah, we rock the party non-stop like this, yeah, rock the party non-stop like this, yeah, we rock the party non-stop like this, yeah.